everyone, and welcome to another episode of Entertainment Review. I'm Courtney.
And I'm Dylan.
Erica's out this week, so it's going to be a little bit of a short show, and we're going to be talking about, in TV, American Horror Story, which premieres tonight, and a little bit about how different shows use a celebrity as a marketing tool to get people to watch, like American Horror Story Hotel. And in movies, we're going to be talking about how Oscar season is starting up with movies like The Martian, Suffragette, and a bunch more.
All those other Oscar movies.
Yeah, all those Oscar bait movies.
The deep, emotional thinkers movies, or that one weird animation movie that nobody saw from last year.
I don't know what you're talking about, but maybe we'll get into it. But first we're going to start with TV. Welcome to the TV segment. So today we're going to be talking about American Horror Story Hotel, which premieres tonight at 10 o'clock, I believe, on FX. This has a ton of buzz. Lady Gaga is set to be the main star of the show, which is a bit unorthodox. Ryan Murphy is known for being very flamboyant and gaudy and over the top, so this kind of doesn't surprise us.
Lady Gaga's a good fit, I feel, for that.
Oh, definitely.
All the advertisement has been American Horror Story, then Lady Gaga's name.
Yes.
You've noticed that, right?
Oh, yeah. No, literally every ad for, American Horror Story commercials and ads have always been very ambiguous, but this year it's literally like Gaga walking down a brightly lit white hallway with bodies all around her, and you're like, I thought this was about a hotel.
It might be for her new music video. You never know.
That's what it feels like. It feels like just a giant Lady Gaga music video instead of an actual show. So it's interesting to see how Hotel will pan out, and someone is definitely agreeing with us backstage. But Dylan, do you think like this is a problem that they're relying so heavily on Lady Gaga to promote the show?
Well, the past few American Horror Stories, they've kind of given you a vague idea of the plot. Like the witchcraft one was, had all the spooky stuff.
Yeah.
The Carney one had like the carnivals. This just says Lady Gaga, and you were saying like just walking down. It looked like a music video for Monster.
Yeah, it reminded me of the Bad Romance music video from like 5 years ago.
So it's not really telling us anything except that Lady Gaga's in it and it's going to be weird, it's American Horror Story, so we already know it's going to be weird.
It's American Horror Story, it's Lady Gaga. So it's like a weird love child of pop culture.
So really the only thing we have to go off of it is that it's called Motel or a Hotel?
It's Hotel.
I've heard it changed like once or twice, but it's Hotel.
It's definitely American Horror Story Hotel, and I read a lot about the different characters. We've got like Lady Gaga's character, she's the Countess. I believe she's the owner of the hotel.
It's going to be vampires.
I don't know.
I'm placing my bets now, vampires.
Kathy Bates is like her assistant, and Kathy Bates is amazing in anything, so that's all I care about, her and Gaga. And then we have a lot of the regulars of American Horror Story, Sarah Paulson, Evan Peters, I believe Wes Bentley's in it, Matt Bomer. A lot of people from Freak Show are making appearances again.
Yeah, I think they want to like keep like the same rotation of actors vaguely.
Right.
Put them in different roles, stuff like that, but keep them all in the...
Definitely.
Like have some continuation of the whole plot. Not plot itself, but like, oh, hey, I remember that guy when he was the villain. Yeah. What's he doing in this season?
Well, the biggest missing person and thing that you'll notice about Hotel is there is no Jessica Lange this year. Jessica Lange has been the flagship for American Horror Story since it premiered in 2011. And last year, Freak Show, she said this was her last run. And she, as far as we know, is not in Hotel. And that's why I think they have Lady Gaga now, because Jessica Lange, you watched American Horror Story for Jessica Lange. Do not lie. I hate American Horror Story. I think it's a terrible show. I think the writing's terrible. But Jessica Lange killed it every season. And now we don't have her, and it's really sad. We do have Kathy Bates, but let's be real. Jessica Lange was the face of American Horror Story, and
I think it's like an issue we were talking about the past few episodes, just like these major, you watch this show for the actor itself, like the one with the doctors that you were talking about.
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy. I completely blanked on that. I'm going to get so much flack for it. Grey's Anatomy, or, again, American Horror, as you were saying. There's a few shows that are like that.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But until we can actually watch the show, I don't, it's coming out tonight. So we're just going off of past seasons and what we've noticed.
So we'll be watching American Horror Story tonight. Hopefully everyone else will be, so we can have a good discussion next week. And our missing co-host, Erica, has agreed to watch at least one episode of American Horror Story.
we're still trying to convince her to do the watch Erica get terrified from horror movies.
I think she's down for it.
Yeah,
I think she might be down for it.
Like and subscribe if you want to.
Yeah.
You know, the more positive feedback we get, the more we're going to guilt her into it.
So that's all we have for TV today, and we're going to move on to movies. So now we're going to talk about movies, and Oscar season just started this Friday with the release of The Martian. And if you don't know what Oscar season is, it's basically where all of the classy, smart, historical,
Emotional.
tearjerker movies are released that want to be considered for Oscars, Golden Globes, SAG Awards, which is coming up within the next few months. And typical Oscar bait movie stars a pretty high profile star like Meryl Streep or Matt Damon in the case of The Martian. It has a great director attached, Ridley Scott, in the case of The Martian.
Huge special effects.
Sometimes special effects really help, aka The Martian. A good
Music.
story, maybe about someone who was an actual person, or based on a really well-known book or novel, like Pride and Prejudice, or The Martian.
Yeah, pretty much the Martian is just a classic Oscar movie, you know.
Yeah, it has a great cast. Matt Damon's
Big
the star.
cast.
Jessica Chastain, who's been nominated for, I believe, 2 Oscars in the past 5 years. We got Ridley Scott attached. He's an Oscar
Yeah, he's one.
winner.
But it's it's a slower pacing, more focus on character development.
Yes.
Next to no there is comedy, but it's not.
Depends.
But it's like you won't get like a funny Adam Sandler movies.
No.
You won't get
Well-
Adam Sandler. Well, Adam Sandler will still keep making movies, but you won't get
Unfortunately.
his kind of movies. You won't get anything like Guardians of the Galaxy
No.
or Avengers. It's these slow, grown-up adult movies that get
Right.
released this time of year.
So do you have any Oscar bait movies that you're looking forward to seeing?
Well, The Martian I have to say this year, obviously. I want to see The Intern, and I know you guys are wanting to see it too. It looks a lot of fun.
I don't know if The Intern would be an Oscar bait movie. It's one of those like weird, because like Nancy Meyers has a really good reputation in Hollywood, but I feel like The Intern is like close, but not close enough.
Sometimes you get. I think it's close enough with enough of the big actors in it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it has De Niro and Anne Hathaway, who are both previous
Yeah.
Oscar winners and really high-profile names in Hollywood. Personally, I'm really looking forward to a film that's coming out at the end of the month. It's called Suffragette. It stars Meryl Streep, Carey Mulligan, and Helena Bonham Carter, and it deals with the women's suffragist movement in London in the early 20th century.
Yeah, I think that's
Total Oscar bait movie.
I think that's going to be the theme this year because there's been a lot of great female leads this year. Just for like,
Finally.
yeah, I mean, Mad Max is my favorite one. I mean, that's not going to get in the
Mad Max.
Oscar. That actually
It
might.
should.
For special effects, it might, honestly.
It actually got, when it came out, it won. It was one of the most like critically acclaimed films of the Cannes Film Festival this year. I personally thought it was amazing. I loved it, and I would love to see it get nominated for a lot of the big categories like picture, directing.
Female lead.
Yeah,
No, but I feel like
Charlize.
this year is going to be very, The Suffragette, The Intern. I mean,
The Martian, Spectre is coming out, the new James Bond film in a month,
Yeah.
and I feel like with Sam Mendes directing the last couple of films, especially Skyfall and Daniel Craig, like I remember when Skyfall came out, that got a lot of like buzz from a lot of magazines saying that it should be nominated for high-profile awards like Best Picture. The song Skyfall by Adele won Best Original Song at the Oscars and basically every other award show that year. So I think the Bond films are amazing character-driven films, so I would like to see Spectre nominated.
there's probably a decent chance it's going to get somewhere.
Oh,
And
definitely.
But it's mostly, I think, like, again, with the Suffragette you were saying. And
Yes.
again, I just believe, honestly, that like this year is going to be big for like women's films. Like that's what they're going to focus on, I think.
Yeah, I think definitely there is a movie coming out in November called The Danish Girl, and it is based on a true story of the first trans woman in Denmark in the early 19th century. And Eddie Redmayne, who just won Best Actor for playing Stephen Hawking last year, will be playing
Oh, that's definitely being
Lily
for the
Ebb.
Oscars.
And and Tom Hooper's directing, again, another previous Oscar winner. And it's already getting tons of buzz. When the trailer was released, it was on every major news outlet. So I think that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
But like you said, a lot of the big films this year really do
Powerful
reflect
Yeah.
like a lot of current issues today. So do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Not much I can think of for the Oscars, except that I think I think this year's going to be actually a lot of fun just because there's a lot of
It's going to be really interesting.
And I'm actually going to actually know what they are. I remember last year there was a few Oscar movies that I never even heard of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.